Hey, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man, G Money Stats, aka the Gregonator, host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, Queens, New York native of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out with me on the 280th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast, live and direct from StreamYard and YouTube, and alongside with Instagram. Make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram as well in case you miss any episodes whatsoever. I got you back whatsoever. Um, in case you miss any previous episodes, new or old, don't worry. I want you to do me a favor and go ahead and grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel of G Money Stacks 555. Be sure to tap on the noti bell on along with alerts. And of course be sure to you be yeah, be sure to tell a friend to another friend, listen, stream, watch these episodes, of course, in the live section of the channel page. And of course, share the episodes, share the videos alongside with every everything else I will handle at the end of the show. And in a couple of minutes, I am going to make an announcement in regards to an event that's going down regarding Hip Hop 50 for tomorrow in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned for that one right there. And I hope y'all had a nice weekend. I know I did. And yeah, I don't have anything mental health related today, but let me see. Let me see something here. Yeah, let's go to the New York Transit files right here, man. I don't have anything mental health related today, so we're gonna go ahead and go into three transit news right here, man. So let's get into it right here, which is the New York Mass Transit files right here. Yes, so first things first, according to AMNY New York NY, the website. Okay, so MTA executives and the leaders of the largest union representing transit workers have failed to reach an employment agreement, blowing past the May 15th deadline when the old labor deal expired. On Monday, transport workers Union Local 100 President Richard Davis, who represents some 40,000 New York City subway and bus employees at the bargaining table, posted on the union's website that the talks with MTA leadership had encountered various stumbling blocks, including on healthcare coverage for the families of the 110 transit workers who died from COVID-19 after working during the 2020 lockdown, and on paying for therapy for members' autistic children. End quote. We are working hard to secure the fairest deal possible, Davis told rank and file members in the message posted to the union website. Right now, there are several stumbling blocks. The MTA is showing a lack of respect for our members on issues big and small. The labor big said that various other sticking points were preventing a deal from coming to fruition, and that the two sides resumed negotiations on Tuesday. The union's existing contract will remain in effect until a new deal is reached and approved by members. Last month, the union put out a list of contract demands that included, among other things, hazard pay, 6 months of paid family leave, expanded death benefits, lifetime spousal medical benefits, and no increase in contributions for healthcare. Damn. Damn. Well, that sucks. That really sucks right there. Yeah, that has to really, really suck, right? I know that really sucks. Let's see. Um, Beyond lifetime medical benefits for families of COVID victims, the union also wants to add COVID Remembrance Day as a scheduled holiday. On Saturday, the union tweeted that the MTA had countered TWU's ask with their own pathetic proposals that spits in the faces of NYC transit workers. And in another tweet, the union tagged Governor Kathy Hochul and said that the transit workers were being treated with disrespect. Hmm. Um, the union is also seeking substantial wage increases, although the specific amounts have not been publicly disclosed. The current top hourly wages for TWU members, after being on the job for at least five years, range from $20.12 for part-time traffic checkers who collect data on ridership performance and travel patterns to $44.36 for maintenance workers at the MTA Central Electronics Shop in Woodside, Queens. Ooh. um okay. Woodside, Queens. Yeah. Subway conductors' top wages sit at $34.75. Bus operators earn $37.42, and train operators make 37 no, excuse me, $39.82. Ooh. Okay. Um let's see. Yes, wage increases appear to be another sticking point in negotiations. In a statement, the MTA Senior Advisory for Communication and Policy, Shanifa Riera, noted that the MTA wants to increase TWU's employees' wages, but said they need to stay consistent with the state budget approved last month and with other recent labor deals. End quote. We value the transit workforce that kept New York moving during COVID. They deserve a raise, and we are trying to work out increases consistent with the approved state budget and in line with recent labor agreements. Excuse me, said Riera. We look forward to continuing negotiations with TWU Local 100 to get a deal done that both rewards the NYCT workforce and assures adoption of common sense practices that benefit all New Yorkers. Under the state budget agreement, the transit agency received new streams of funding to cover a massive impending operating deficit. The MTA will benefit from an increase on payroll taxes for New York City businesses, a cut of future casino revenue, and an increase in subsidy for paratransit from City Hall. Uh, the budget also paved the way for a 4% fare hike this year, down from the 5.5% sought by Governor Hochul. The MTA noted that transit service will not be impacted by the expiration of TWU's labor deal, but last week, passengers on some Brooklyn bus lines experienced major delays um, when 175 employees at the Flatbush Bus Depot staged a 3-day sick out without union approval, the Daily News reported. Strikes by public sector unions are illegal under New York's Taylor law and can result in hefty fines and jail time for union leadership. They didn't know the Taylor law existed. Um, That didn't stop the TWU from walking off the job in December 2005 for a 3-day strike, but the union wound up incurring more than $1 million in fines, and then President Roger Toussaint was sentenced to 10 days in jail. This year, TWU teamed up with Queen State Senator Jessica Ramos to seek changes to the Taylor law, allowing transit workers to strike if um, if contract negotiations break down. The bill, co-sponsored by Queen Senator John Liu, has been sitting in the upper chamber Civil Service and Pensions Committee since March. What the hell is this Taylor law shit? Let me see if I can break this down, man. Hold on. The Taylor. Okay, let's look this up. I'm gonna look this up right now. Actually, hold on. Okay, for those of you who may not know, um, what the Taylor law is, if you're in the New York area or not. So this is what the Taylor law is about. So the Taylor law grants public employees the right to organize and elect their union representatives. It defines the boundaries for public employers in negotiating and entering into agreements with public unions. Well, let's see. Um, let's see. Yes. So that's pretty much what the Taylor law is about, though, for you folks out there in the New York area, and for those that are not, just letting you know right here. Um, okay. Um, Let me give a shout out to somebody who came in. This is Fetty. What up, Fetty? How you feeling? Long time no see. Let me see. So here's another transit news that we could get to right here. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, let's get into another. All right, another up. Here's an update. Okay, so the MTA has reached a tentative contract agreement with Transport Workers Union Local 100, the largest union representing its employees, that would raise workers' wages by just under 10% over 3 years. The deal, which still has to be ratified by the 40,000 members of the union representing subway and bus employees, provides for compounded wage increases of 9.8% with a 3% bump this year and next, and a 3.5% raise in 2025. Members will also get a $4,000 essential workers cash bonus in recognition of their work keeping New York moving during the slamdemic. Workers will now be eligible for 3 months of paid maternity leave and 1 month of paid paternity leave, up from 2 weeks for both. The families of the 110 transit workers who died from COVID-19 will be eligible for medical coverage through the contract's expiration in 2026. Interesting. That's very interesting. What the hell happened? Hold on a second, folks. Okay, sorry about that. Um, all right. The deal would expand members' dental and vision care and also cover therapy for transit workers, autistic children. The Hold on. Okay. The MTA's proposed doubling of paycheck deductions for healthcare coverage from 2% to 4% was defeated in the final deal, the union said. These victories and others you will see in this package were not easily obtained, said the TWU Local 100's president Richard Davis in a message to members Wednesday evening. The MTA took a hardline stance, not wanting to give an inch of ground on wages or benefits. John McCarthy, not to be confused with Paul McCarthy, the MTA's chief of external relations confirmed the handshake agreement, but declined to comment on the specifics, noting the deal is still pending ratification by members. The contract agreement comes just over a month after the state, after the passage of the state budget, which will stabilize the MTA's shaky finances for the next few years amid uncertainty over post-COVID ridership trends. The budget deal is pre predicated on the avoidance of service cuts or layoffs, and includes money to expand subway service and pilot free bus service on select routes. We are grateful for the leadership of Governor Hochul and the New York State Senate and Assembly for passing a budget that secures mass transit, said McCarthy. And we acknowledge the hard work and dedication of both negotiating sides to reach this point. TWU's previous contract expired on May 15th without a new deal as talks broke down over disagreements on wages and healthcare. Amidst the closed door negotiations, TWU publicly deemed the MTA's counterproposals pathetic on Twitter and argued Governor Kathy Hochul was treating transit workers with disrespect. Davis asserted that the social media war of words was something of a counterbalancing tactic as the MTA enlisted deep pocketed power brokers to push its contract agenda in the media. Your voices were definitely heard by all, and that improved our position at the bargaining table, said Davis. We attacked the MTA on social media and told the authority it should try managing the place better before trying to squeeze transit workers. Still, many of the union's initial contract demands went unmet. Although the deal expanded um, members paid family leave, it was still considerably less than the 6 months sought by TWU for both maternity and paternity leave. 3 years of health coverage for the bereaved families of transit workers felled by COVID was also well short of the lifetime medical benefits the union wanted. The union also failed to secure hazard pay or a new COVID remembrance paid holiday. Not everyone was pleased with the deal, like Tremel Thompson, a subway conductor and founder of the Progressive Action Splinter Caucus, which is heavily critical of union leadership. In an hour-long YouTube video, Thompson deemed the contract abominable. The union know that we went through COVID. They know that we're going through a slandemic of assaults. They know that we're not respected, and the union negotiated a contract as if nothing happened in 2020, 2021, 2022, said Thompson said. They acting like we didn't go through this slandemic. And when we allow the MTA to use words like heroes, this is not a contract that says we are heroes. This is a contract that speaks to how the MTA really view us. In February, Thompson and TWU Vice President Canela Gomez were arrested following a brawl at the Bedford Park Boulevard subway stop. Damn. Okay, that was pretty stupid. That was pretty stupid, though. Yeah, that was pretty stupid, though. Um, yeah. Yeah. That was pretty stupid, though. Um, so yeah. The union claimed that Thompson threw the first punch and Gomez acted in self-defense, but Thompson sustained significantly worse injuries following the melee. Progressive Action supporters disputed the union's version of events and unsuccessfully called for Gomez's ouster, arguing TWU couldn't negotiate a contract in good faith with him still at the bargaining table. Oh boy. Okay. 120 exemption request. Wow. How about that? The MTA, according to the AMNY website, the MTA has received over 100 formal requests for exemptions from congestion pricing, which I discussed in previous episodes actually. And in enacting all of them would carve out virtually everyone from the impending toll to entering Manhattan's central business district. That's hardly an exaggeration. Some of the categories submitted for consideration are exceptionally broad, including residents of New York State, auto commuters from New Jersey, Manhattan residents making less than $147,500 in income, parents, and even passenger cars. Wow. Wow. Um, Others are hyper specific and tailored, like Long Island residents battling cancer or 9/11 related illnesses, residents of the Waterside Plaza complex east of the FDR Drive in Midtown, and vehicles whose manufacturers participate in the circular economy. Still, others looking to get out of the toll include artists, musicians, farmers, judges, diplomats, retired cops, veterans, undertakers, senior citizens, persons of color. I don't know why people still use that phrase, but I don't care. Members of the International Union of Operating Engineers, small business owners, CUNY students, people who park their cars in garages, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, people attending religious services, and residents of most places in the tri-state area. Jeez. Yeah, so the list, which was previously reported by Streets Blog in May, was publicized Wednesday at the inaugural meeting of the Traffic Mobility Review Board, the internal MTA body tasked with devising toll rates, rules, and exemptions for New York's congestion pricing program, which will levy a toll on motorists entering Manhattan south of 60th Street. The program, approved by New York lawmakers in 2019, aims to incentivize riding mass transit into Manhattan instead of driving, in a bid to reduce punishing traffic in the central business district, drop carbon emissions, and improve air quality, and raise money to improve the MTA's infrastructure. The plan has received full federal approval and is set to go into effect by the middle of next year. But before that happens, the complex array of rules governing the program must be codified by the six-member TMRB, amid wide-scale lobbying for exemptions by interested parties, as well as looming litigation from New Jersey. About 100 people packed the boardroom at the MTA's Lower Manhattan headquarters for the TMRB meeting, um, with many more locked out due to capacity constraints. The largest constituent present was yellow cab and for hire vehicle drivers who are seeking a full exemption to prevent what they say will be a third congestion tax on the financially strained, mostly immigrant workforce. Yellow cab drivers um, have paid a 50-cent surcharge since 2009 and a separate $2.50 charge since 2019, and on trips below 96th Street in Manhattan, while FHVs have paid a $2.75 surcharge for the same since 2019. Hmm. All right, 2019. Okay. As a condition of certain federal approval, the MTA promised that the final program would only charge taxis and FHVs once per day for crossing into Manhattan. But Lyft has said that because many of its drivers also work for Uber, it has no way of knowing if a given driver had already passed into Manhattan for its main rival. Lyft, whose stock has tumbled in recent years, says for that reason drivers would have to foot the bill instead of the company. Though the TMRB could land on fee structures that ultimately foot the bill with rideshare companies. Ooh, okay, rideshare companies. Hold on. Taxis for hire and for hire vehicles accounted for 53% of vehicles in the CBD in 2018. TMRB Special Advisor Juliet Michelson, said Wednesday during a presentation at the board. Personal cars and motorcycles made up 35%, commercial vans and trucks made up 9%, and buses were 4%. The overwhelming majority of commuters into Manhattan CBD, about 89%, take mass transit, while only 11% drive, said Michelson. The MTA expects to generate $1 billion in toll revenue annually from the program, which would be borrowed against to raise $15 billion for needed mass transit improvement projects for millions of riders, like making the subway system accessible for people with disabilities, replacing nearly century-old train signals, and completing major infrastructure projects like the Second Avenue subway. Tolls are set to range anywhere from $9 to $23 for cars, motorcycles, and commercial vans. $12 to $65 for small trucks, and $12 to $82 for large trucks. Wow. Okay, so other conditions of federal approved uh included discounting overnight tolls to incentivize off hour freight deliveries and discounts to low income frequent drivers living in areas poorly served by mass transit, including areas of the city. The vast majority of low income residents take transit, and the estimated number of people who would qualify for the discount is exceptionally small, estimated at just 16,100 drivers in a metropolitan area of 20 million people. Nonetheless, the two labor leaders sitting on the TMRB, John Samuelson of the Transport Workers Union and John Durso of the Long Island AFL CIO, said the MTA is not taking into account the needs of blue collar New Yorkers who do shift work at odd hours and may not be well served by transit. End quote. I'm curious about whether there's any kind of cross referencing that has been done or can be done between low income New Yorkers and where they are coming from. And if they are coming from anything that can be described as a transit desert, says Samuelson, who also serves on the MTA board. Because if they are, there's no way to change driver behavior, especially for low income New Yorkers, if they are coming from a place where there's actually no transit capacity to get them into the city. Samuelson's remarks drew applause from the plan's opponents packing the boardroom. But the chair of the TMRB, um, Carl Weisbrod, a former MTA board member and longtime fixture of New York civic circles, was far less keen on entertaining exemptions and noted that some would probably be entertained more seriously than others. Every time we give an exemption, it means that we're raising the base fare for everybody else, Weisbrod told reporters after the meeting. So the first question is to what extent do we want to do that? Where clearly one of the goals, and I think I speak for all of my colleagues, is that we would like to keep the base fare as low as we possibly can. Well, good luck with that one right there. Good luck with that one right there. Yeah, good luck with that one, man. Um, what is it? What is it? T and hold on a second. Hold on, let me look up what T. What is it? TMRB. Let me look this up. Hold on, folks. Okay, so TMRB stands for Transit Mobility Review Board. In case people don't know, that's what it stands for. Okay, let's go to, let's see. Okay. All right. Let's go to, we're gonna go to here it is. So Usher talks clarification in regards to a rumor in the air in regards to the sequel to the Confessions album. That's gonna be first topic of chatting all the jazz. So here we go. All right. All right. So let's see. Where was I? No, 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 no. Okay. According to allhiphop.com, um, R&B pop legend Usher Raymond earned a diamond plaque from the RIAA for his 2004 studio LP Confessions. Many of Usher's fans consider the 10 million selling album the singer's magnum opus. There has been speculation that Usher will reconnect with record producer Jermaine Dupri to create a Confession sequel. The eight-time Grammy winner spoke with the Shade Room about those whispers of a possible part two. Um, End quote. It's just a rumor at this point, stated Usher when asked if the 20th anniversary of Confessions uh will include a Confessions 2. But who knows? When we get there, we'll see next year. Usher's Confession debuted at number one on the Billboard 200 chart, selling 1.1 million copies in its first week of release. The album remained atop the Billboard 200 for nine non consecutive weeks in 2004. Multiple songs from Confessions led the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Yeah, featuring Little John and Ludacris controlled the pole position for 12 weeks. Burn 8 weeks. My Boo with Alicia Keys 6 weeks, and Confessions Part 2 2 weeks became chart toppers as well. Let's see. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Yes, so so so, so with 9 career number ones on the Hot 100 and in uber popular Las Vegas residency at the moment. Some R&B listeners have crowned Usher Raymond as the king of the genre. He addressed the honorific moniker um, during his interview. Hang on a second here. He said, in quote, "I feel like if I confine myself to just being the king of R&B, that would be too short-sighted. I love R&B. I love R&B, but R&B is a segue to many, 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 many things." Usher. If people have given me that title of someone that has consistently done what I've done, then hey, I'll take it. But it's so much more than just being that. The 44-year-old music industry icon also joked, "Ain't Jacquees the king of R&B? I don't want to take his role. That's little bruh. There are many kings." Jacquees made that declaration on social media and with his 2019 studio album King of R&B. However, the Georgia native received a mixed reaction from the public. Usher also spoke about the King of R&B title in 2022. At that time, the Atlanta-based musician actor said, "If you call me that, I'll definitely carry it. I'm a I'm gonna tilt my crown knowing that I'm standing on the shoulders of all of the icons of the time, of our time." And um, he's been around for years, man. Listen, man. The king of R&B, man. Like you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with that, though, man. So it is what it is, man. And congratulations on his Vegas residency. Um, Vegas residency. Um, yeah, I hope he continues to do his thing, man. We need, yeah, because we really, 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 because he's already doing the best he can to satisfy his fans. So that's what the Vegas residency is for, folks. Um, yeah, I want to make some noise for Usher, man. The icon in music and everything else in between. Um, so wait for it. Conway the Machine got an injury. That's scary, man. That's very scary. Yeah, we're gonna talk Conway the Machine. Actually, yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, it's just some terrible news. Actually, Conway the Machine. Let's get into it. And this is from Vibe.com. Conway the Machine broke two pieces of bad news to start this week. The Griselda member suffered a severe leg injury and has postponed the Won't He Do It tour as a result. The 41-year-old shared a graphic on Instagram on behalf of himself and Drum Work Music Group, which described the situation on Monday, May 22nd. He is unable to deliver the live show experience that his fans have come to expect and deserve. The post read, "Conway the Machine's favorite thing to do is perform for his fans and who constantly inspire and drive him to create new music." Um, the graphic revealed that current ticket holders will be valid for whenever the dates get rescheduled. And the Scatterbrain rapper added more detail to the announcement in his caption. The results are in, he wrote. I have a fractured right tibia, dislocated kneecap, and the album of the year, though. Wow. He also could. He also could. Well, wait, hold on a second. He also continued. Conway the Machine continued the caption, reiterating how much he loves to perform and thus how disappointing it is to have to postpone the tour. Wow. I'm pretty sure his fans should be able to understand what it's like to have an injury. Like, come on now. Like, seriously. Come on now. Yeah, that's pretty crazy though. Yeah, that's very, very crazy. Okay, he also says um despite the roadblock, he asserted that he is in good spirits and views the moment as a minor little setback for a major comeback. The Won't He Do It tour was in support of his latest LP of the same name, which was released on May 5th. The album featured Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun, Fabulous, Juicy J, Ransom, Dave East, and more. Won't He Do It came out just under 2 months. Yeah, under 2 months after the Buffalo rapper shared his collaborative project with Jay Skeese titled Pain Provided Profit. Hope he feels better, man. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's do another topic right here, man. And yeah. Um okay, so this episode is called Our DNA in regards to National DNA Day. Every year on April 25th since 2003, scientists, biologists, and genetics um, genetics enthusiasts come together to observe National DNA Day, celebrating the discovery and research into DNA and the scientific advancements that help make progress possible. Organized annually by the Human Genome Research Institute, National DNA Day encourages people to learn more about the science that makes them genetically unique. The history of National DNA Day on April 25th, 1953. Damn. Molecular biologist James Dewey Watson's academic paper presenting DNA's double helix structure um, was published in the scientific journal Nature. 9 years later, the three scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for unearthing the molecular structure of nucleic acids and its importance for genetic information transfer uh, in living beings. Hang on. On April 14, 2003, the Human Genome Project, an international scientific research project with the goal of determining the base pairs that make up human DNA and identifying all genes of the human genome was declared complete. The project lasted for 13 years, finishing 2 years ahead of schedule, and was publicly funded by the U.S. government. It originally set to map the nucleotides contained within a human haploid genome, but scientists quickly realized that the genome of any given individual is completely unique. So, mapping the human genome involved mapping the DNA of a small number of individuals and then piecing them all together to create a complete sequence for each individual chromosome, meaning the complete human genome is more so a mosaic rather than representative of any one individual. Following the completion of the Human Genome Project, both the Senate and the House of Representatives proclaimed April 25th, 2003 DNA Day and April as Human Genome Month. The day marked 50 years since Watson, Crick, and Wilkins' academic paper was published, and the month itself was considered significant in genome discovery. However, they only declared it a one time celebration rather than an annual holiday. Since then, National DNA Day events and celebrations, even hold on, celebrations have been hosted by the National Human Genome Research Institute in order to encourage further research as well as celebrate and continue to acknowledge all of the land, excuse me, the hard work that has been dedicated to the study of DNA. And yeah, I'm not even gonna read. I'm not gonna read the timelines though. National DNA stats. So 25% genetically similar on average. Siblings who share the same mother and father, excluding identical twins, appear to be 25% genetically identical and 50% half identical. This occurs because each child gets 50% of their genetic makeup from their mother and 50% from their father, meaning 25% from each has the potential to be genetically identical, while the other 50% is a slightly different genetic pattern passed on to each child. 90% identifiable third cousin. There is a 90% chance that third cousins will share enough DNA for the relationship to be detected, but only a 50% chance that you will share enough DNA with a fourth cousin for the relationship to be identified. This is because of the random way that autosom- autosomal DNA is inherited, causing third, fourth, and more distant cousins to not necessarily have any detectable half identical regions between 20,000 and 25,000 genes. The Human Genome Project estimated that humans uh, have been hold on a second, have between 20,000 to 25,000 genes. However, genes do not code for proteins. In humans, genes vary in size from a few hundred DNA bases to more than 2 million bases. Every person has two copies of each gene, one passed down from each parent. Most genes are the same in all people, but less than 1% of the population genes are slightly different. Alleles are forms of the same gene with small differences in their sequence of DNA bases, making up small differences to each person's unique physical features. Okay. And for those of you who may not know what DNA stand for, DNA is an acronym for the oxyribonucleic acid, which is the molecule containing the genetic code of organisms. There you go, right there. How to observe National DNA Day? Take a DNA test. Oh shit. Oh man. Due to the scientific breakthroughs by the HGP and Watson, Crick, and Wilkins, we now have programs such as 23andMe and, and Ancestry in order to track our family history through our DNA. Fulfill your curiosity and learn more about yourself and your family by investing in a DNA test. Participate in a local event. The National Human Genome Research Institutes host annual National DNA Day events. If you like to attend a local event or host one for your city, check out their events page. Have an open conversation with your family. The fastest way to learn about your genetic history with some added allegorical allegorical context is through the stories of your family members. Though family stories are often like a decades long game of telephone, where some information may not be completely accurate, there's a sense of pride that comes from hearing the stories that lead to you being able to exist today. And of course, why National DNA Day is important, you ask? Let's see. A couple of things actually. So it acknowledges advancements in scientific discovery. Ever since the days of Aristotle, the father of biology, excuse me, scientists have been studying living organisms and contributing to the genetic discoveries that were published in 1953 and continued today. On National DNA Day, we recognize the efforts that lead us to the knowledge we have access to today and the continued research that will lead to the discoveries of tomorrow. It encourages people to learn more about their genetic history. The research that's led to the celebration of National DNA Day is the science that brings us closer to our roots. This day feeds that sense of belonging by encouraging us to take the dive into learning more about who we are and where we come from. And of course, it's a day where the public can learn more about genetics and genomics, from genetic history to gene editing. There's a lot to learn when it comes to the structure and function of genomes. On National DNA Day, the public is encouraged to access any and all available information to learn more about their genetics makeup and the molecular biology of all living things. So yes, it was this year. Next year is going to be next year of 2024 is going to be on a Thursday. 2025 is going to be on a Friday, April 25th. 2026 is going to be on a Saturday. 2027 is going to be on a Sunday, and 2028 is going to be on a Tuesday. Okay, so that was National DNA Day. And let's see. So Statik Selektah. Okay. Hold on a second here. Okay, Static Selector has called industry heavyweights such as Logic, Joey Badass, and several Wu Tang Clan members to appear on his upcoming album, Round Trip. On Friday, June 2nd, the Boston native posted a sneak peek at his upcoming album on Instagram, revealing the track list and cover art, as well as its release date, June 9th. Hold on. Okay, okay, June 9th. Okay, swipe for track list. Let me see. And cover layout by Dom Dirtree, illustration by Chris B. Murray, photo by Roll, Photo Rob NYC, Mass Appeal Rex, and Show Off Static wrote in the post the post's caption. Excuse me. Aside from the aforementioned features, other artists expected to appear include De La Soul's um Pos Post D Nuos, Bane the Butcher, Conway the Machine, G Easy, Absol, Bun B, and many more. And the album's first single, Unpredictable, of course, actually is out right now, featuring Wu members, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, Raekwon the Chef, and Inspector Deck, was released back in March. Deck sets the tone as he opens up the track with his hand, no, excuse me, hard hitting bars, soul savage, total my average, that's GOAT status, addicts fiending for these lines. That's a coke habit. Following suit, Ghostface Killer matches Deck's gritty energy as he begins to spit over the pounding beat. I pop like a old record with a thin needle. I got verses in the safe written in Hebrew. Back the fuck up or catch a bald head we call onyx. Oh shit. Oh shit, that's crazy funny. Fans may recognize the Soul Dog sample Static used as it's the same one common used on Hungry, taken from his day, his one day ill all makes sense album. The producer's forthcoming album follows his 2022 joint LP with Bun B, who is now an owner of Trill Burgers right now. Trill Statik TWU. Um, the two had previously worked together on the first Trill Statik album in 2019. The project was exclusively released via Tidal and features appearances from Method Man, Westside Gun, Fat Joe, Big Crit, and Talib Kweli, among others. Okay, let's see. All right, let's go over the highlights of Rick Ross's car show. Sorry about that, folks. Um, I do apologize. That was my mother. Um, she apparently she's about to do laundry. Anyway, on to Rick Ross. The highlights from Rick Ross's car show. Here we go. And this is from TMZ.com. All right, so Rick Ross' second annual car show was a huge success, and that's not only coming from the thousands of folks in attendance, but Fayette County officials who were initially reluctant about the whole thing. Fayette County staff tells TMZ Ricky Rose's event planners did a great job communicating with officials and working with the county to make sure the event went on as smoothly as possible. Yeah, that part. Um, Now that's not to say everything was perfect. We're told there were about 19 medical emergencies during the show, but EMS personnel were on site to help. Four of those people were transported to a hospital, and only one case wound up being serious. Let's see. Our sources say the fire marshal made sure Rick and company were meeting code, and the health department checked on food vendors. Everything passed with flying colors. Also, sheriffs were on hand for added security during the event. We're told even the traffic was also a whole lot better compared to last year's nightmare at the event. You'll recall Fayette County initially rejected Rick's permit to have the car show, saying it wasn't in compliance with zoning ordinances. Um, County officials also said last year's inaugural show went down without their approval, despite being a huge success in Rick's eyes, and they didn't want to repeat of that. Of course, the boss wound up getting a permit with some strict guidelines for the massive event held on his massive promised land estate in Fayetteville. Turned out to be another one for the books, with a ton of celebs and other folks coming out as um, Rick Ross hit the stage and showed off a range of whips and vendors on his property. Safe to say, Rick's hitting the money dance right about now. Speaking of money dance, got a little breaking news in regard to Rick Ross. Apparently, hold on a second, he he basically bought another crib. Wow, let me see. Rick Ross brought another home in Miami. Wow. Let me see. This I gotta see. This I have to see, man. This I gotta see, man. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I didn't even see this. I did not see this, man. I'm sorry. This is from People. All right, here it is. So, so the rapper age 47 recently added another plum property to his growing portfolio with the purchase of a $37 million mansion in Miami. The water home is located on the exclusive guard gated Star Island, which is off Bis- Biscayne Bay, and boasts a number of A-list residents. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I think people seem to be forgetting something actually. Um, you remember that Rick Ross has sold so many albums and stuff, but he also has Wingstop locations, which I know Harvey said it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, it's not wrong with that, but you know what I mean. But I don't know. I'm not sure how people be living in multiple places at once, man. Yeah, I'm not sure about that though. Oh man. Oh man. Let's see. Let's see. So the rich in it. So the rich is gangster hitmakers. New digs sit on a 40,000 square foot lot, offering 100 feet of waterfront, according to his real estate agent Kimberly Kimberly Nas of um one sold Dubai's International Realty, who worked with Ross's sister Tawana Roberts, a real estate agent with Florida Realty of Miami, to broker the deal. Hmm. Interesting. 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 Hold on. The 12,374 square feet home features 6 bedrooms, eight and a half bathrooms, a chef's kitchen, and a bay facing primary suite outfitted with dual walk-in closets and bathrooms. The property's outdoor amenities include a heated pool, a summer kitchen, a 40-foot dock, and direct bay and ocean access. He instantly fell in love with the grand entry, and it has a very long driveway stretching towards the mansion that creates an air of real luxury. Nas tells people the architecture also played a part, as it's far beyond the ordinary modern home, and he plans to enhance it to reflect his personal style. Ross described the big ticket purchase as a major piece to the puzzle in building his real estate portfolio. In April, Ross revealed that he bought a home in Texas, sharing a photo on Instagram of himself wearing a cowboy hat and Western boots. I invite the great state of Texas to take a shot of Deacon Whiskey to celebrate my newest home in the Lone Star State, he wrote, signing the post Rodeo Rick. The same month, the hustling singer reported scooped up in uh, Atlanta area estate, and in March 2021, he paid cash for former NBA star Amari Stoudemire's for the home in Southwest Ranches, west of Fort Lauderdale. It's a sprawling estate in a very secluded area, he told people at the time. From the moment I stepped inside, I appreciated the high ceilings and rich detail. Um, what's this about him trying to make a few changes? I'll probably cover that in a future episode on that one. But congratulations, Rick Ross, man, for having another place in wow. This is pretty interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What else can we talk about here, man? Oh, let's go over the highlights of Hot 97's Summer Jam. All right, so Summer Jam 2023 reiterated a fact that has been known and shown for decades. New York City is always going to pull up, though the trip to UBS Arena on June 4th may have been a lengthy one for some fans. The day's events were well worth the trip. Attendees had the opportunity to experience some of hip hop's hottest new acts and victory laps by the culture's veterans and legends. In an effort to attendees and the show from annually inevitable rain, the event what the event was moved from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, to the Elmont, New York venue, as they should. Everything needs renovation. Media Co. CEO Rashawn Lindsay told Vibe ahead of the Sunday, June 4th spectacle. You or people can get tired of the way things go. They become predictable. So you have to find new ways to get people excited. Still, much like New York's DNA, part of the day did happen outside at the Warner Records stage. Acts like Connie Diamond, Scarlett Fields, and more had the opportunity to get the energy going for early attendees. For many of those performers, it was their first time hitting the Summer Jam stage, making it memorable for all who were present. NLE Chopper and French Montana even popped out in between other acts, sets briefly to greet the early crowd before they took the main stage later in the evening. Much to the delight of many, the presence of women was a noteworthy aspect of the day. For TT Torres, VP of Artist and Label Relations, names like Cardi B, Coi Leray, and Glorilla were essential to the lineup. Women are just dominating, she said. I wouldn't even just say this year. I would say for the past few years, women have been dominating the culture. For many years, Summer Jam has been a heavily male dominated stage as it has been a reflection of the culture, right? For the first time this year, you see this is an absolute reflection of what the women have been doing. Lola Brooke was just one representative for the ladies this year. The Brooklyn Rappers set was made special by extensive choreography. She got a legendary helping hand from Tiana Taylor, who was spotted in the crowd dancing along with the Don't Play With It artist and her backups. Lola beamed excitedly after her set, revealing that she'd only worked with the Harlem multi talent for 2 4 hour sessions ahead of Summer Jam. Her mastery showed that the pairing couldn't have been better. Ice Spice from the Bronx also got the chance to put on for City. The Munch Feeling You rapper was quickly ascended to Billboard's top tens, major collaborations with Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift, and emerged as a standout among a loaded crop of talent. The Bronx artist brought out Lil TJ to perform Gangsta Boo, and in an act of true um, camaraderie in an industry that likes to fabricate beef, also invited Flo Milli, Kali, and Kenzo B to the stage. While this was special for Ice, it was also a moment for her go-to producer, Rio Riot USA, whose DNA runs through Hot 97's history. I'm excited to see my son perform at Summerjam, DJ said ahead of Riot's set. You hear LeBron James trying to stay in the league so that way he could play ball with his son. I've been in it long enough where my son's big enough and popular enough and he's doing his damn thing. DJ Drewski shared that sentiment, saying, I remember watching him as a kid coming into the radio station like literally an 8-year old, 7-year old, and now he's producing some of these hit records that Ice will be performing at Summer Jam. It's like a full circle moment, I know for enough. But even outside of their family aspect, for someone like me who watched the kid grow in is incredible. The crowd's reaction to Ice Spice was a highlight of the evening and a sign of even more fanfare to come as she polishes her live performance repertoire. Bringing Summer Jam back to New York was especially monumental during hip hop's 50th anniversary slash birthday. Jadakiss, Styles P, and Chic Luch delivered energetic performances of Good Times, Mighty D Block, and Kiss Your Ass Goodbye. they reach back to they reach back into hip hop history by bringing out Rakim and provided a glimpse of the future by inviting Scar Lip onto the main stage. The lock set was a massive sight across generations. The headliner Cardi B lived up lived up to her e- enigmatic status, delivering a rare performance. Barty rattled off hits like WAP and I Like It before inviting 21 Savage to the stage for Bartier Cardi, Glorilla for Tomorrow 2, and Lotto for the recent collaboration. Put it on the floor again. The performance budget was off the charts as her set opened with a newspaper theme to align with the song Press. Glorilla's appearance included a special Annie inspired anime intro, and stripper poles adorned the stage for WAP. Cardi has already proven she doesn't just enter a room, she commands it. There was no slump to be found in the midst of her dynamic set. Summer Jam 2023 attendees got to avoid the rain, which coincidentally did not come the one year they moved things aside, but the change of scenery did not change the energy. If this is a sign of things to come for Hot 97's 30th year, the UBS arena may need to reinforce its structures because the crowd and bass were rocking for hours and hours. Ooh, interesting. That sounds pretty fun though, man. You know what I mean? Wow. It's pretty fun though, man. That sounds pretty fun though, you know what I mean? Um so yeah. So yeah, let's make some noise for not only um High 97 Summer Jam and also but the performers on there and alongside with Hip Hop 50th birthday slash anniversary. So I'm gonna actually make some noise for that as well. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have on the agenda in this episode to talk about. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right, I know I haven't done this segment in a long time. I know I haven't done this segment in a long time, actually. So, um, I've not done this segment in a long time. So, I'm actually going to consider. I'm going to actually consider doing this one right here. Um, Munchies and Drinks. The segment where I pick out some stories in the eat and drink section of amny.com. So let's get into it right here, right now. All right. Give me one moment. Okay. Let's get into some stuff. So, all right. So, a popular brand a popular bread brand and a Brooklyn based ice cream shop are coming together to celebrate National Ice Cream Sandwich Day the best way they know how with free ice cream sandwiches on August 2nd. On August 2nd, actually, St. Pierre Bakery is teaming up with which already with Oddfellows Ice Cream Company to offer complimentary ice cream sandwiches at select locations. The ice cream sandwich is a long time honored treat that dates back to the late 1800s, early 1900s, starting as ice cream pressed between pieces of paper selling for just a penny. The popular dessert has evolved over time into the classic dessert we all know and love, with tons of variations in the original taste and design spanning the globe over the years. Each ice cream sandwich will be made with St. Pierre Bakery's brioche waffles and filled with Odd Fellows small batch of ice cream participating locations, which includes Odd Fellows Dumbo, 47th Water Street, Odd Fellows Domino Park, Williamsburg, in Brooklyn, 40 River Street, Odd Fellows Brooklyn Bridge Park, 334 Furman Street, Pier 5. And of course, free ice cream sandwich will be available to the first 50 customers at each store. The Dumbo and Domino Park locations are open from 12 to 10 p.m., while the Brooklyn Bridge Park location is open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Of course, for more information about Oddfellows, you can visit their website at www.oddfellowsnyc.com. Plus, for more information about St. Pierre's Bakery, you can visit the website as well, which is www.stpierrebakery.com. That's PIEE, excuse me, PIERREBAKERY.com. stpierrebakery.com. You can check it out for yourselves. Try out the ice cream sandwiches, and you never know which flavors you like. And of course, let me see what else. Oh, city council. Yes, so the city council passed its long-awaited outdoor dining bill on Thursday, making the slandemic era program permanent, but with significant um, curtailments to how New Yorkers have eaten al fresco the past few years. Ooh. Um, so the bill was approved in the council Thursday afternoon by a vote of 34 in favor to 11 against. It will now go to the desk of Mayor Eric Adams, who has touted the bill and is expected to sign it. Even 3 years later, New Yorkers love outdoor dining, said council member Marjorie Velasquez, the chair of the Consumer and Worker Protection Committee and primary sponsor of the bill. We spent years negotiating with various industries and stakeholders to create a uniform program that um, considers the unique circumstances in each borough and neighborhood. Um, Ahead of a vote in the committee on Thursday, Velasquez described the new program as more affordable, more accessible, faster, and with less bureaucratic hurdles than was seen during the pre-slandemic era. The bill allows for sidewalk cafes to operate year round, but those dining setups in the roadway, will not be allowed from November 30th to March 31st of a given year, requiring restaurants to pursue costly and labor intensive setup and disassembly multiple times per year. The bill also allows only allows for open air setups, demanding businesses to take down the enclosed dining sheds that came to symbolize the slandemic era in the city. Hours of operation will be restricted to between 10 a.m. and midnight. Um, the bill will also require all outdoor dining applications to go before local community boards for review. Many of the city's community boards, whose roles are mostly ceremonial but influential, voted against making the loosened outdoor dining regulations permanent and were the site of the ruckus meetings where angry locals railed against the program. Those outdoor dining applications, filed in historic districts must also get approval from the Landmarks Preservation Commission. um, Still, the New York City Hospitality Alliance, a major restaurant trade group, has embraced the bill, arguing it was a necessary compromise to make with the program's vocal opponents to ensure it could remain in place. And it opted for AM New York Metro Alliance chief Andrew Rigi and Velasquez argued that the new bill is a visit improvement over the sidewalk cafe law the city had in effect before COVID-19 and the slamdemic outdoor dining program. Eateries have enjoyed a streamlined outdoor dining permitting process since the height of the slamdemic in 2020. When restaurants and bars were forced to shut their doors to customers, and the industry faced an existential crisis. Before the slandemic, outdoor dining was limited through zoning almost exclusively to Manhattan, Fees could run thousands of dollars, and the arduous approval process could take months. Sheds were forbidden. The Hospitality Alliance has credited um, Slamdemic era outdoor dining, which was approved on an emergency basis, with saving 100,000 restaurant jobs during the Slamdemic. One moment. Um, okay. We're thrilled the city council has passed this historic permanent outdoor dining program that includes sidewalk cafes and streeteries. Reggie said in a joint statement with Hospitality Alliance Counsel Rob Bookman, the new law will cut the red tape and fees for restaurants to participate when compared to the overly restrictive pre-slandemic sidewalk cafe licenses, which excluded so many restaurants throughout the five boroughs from offering al fresco dining. The final bill was the result of a long um, gestating compromise between Mayor Adams, council members, and stakeholders in the restaurant industry, along with neighborhood residents who complained that outdoor dining sheds attract vermin, create noise, and take up parking spots. Excuse me. Um, the long limbo on the program's legal status proved frustrating for restaurant owners who operate in a hyper competitive industry with razor thin margins. In a statement, the mayor said he was proud of the final bill and the permanent program it creates. He acknowledged the role of the emergency program in saving the city's restaurants, but lodged criticism that too many sheds were abandoned and left to rot, and too few lived up to our vision of what our streets should look like. This bill preserves the best parts of the temporary program and eliminates the worst, said his owner. We will create a vibrant, clean, and safe streetscape, give restaurants the clarity they need to continue serving their customers, and make New York City the best outdoor dining city in the world. License fees will stand at 1000 $1,050 for 4 year terms, considerably less than they cost pre-slandemic, while separate annual re- reco- revocable 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 consent fees will be levied with differing amounts based on location and square footage. The outer boroughs will have lower fees than Manhattan. All right. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Okay, so um the bill was also given a seal of approval by advocates for reimagining public space, though a cautious one critical of the winter prohibition. The bill isn't perfect. Reclaiming space for people is never easy. We believe the best version of open restaurants would allow the flexibility for an outdoor meal in March as well as May, says Sarah Lind, co executive director of Open Plans. But as a next step, this vote is historic. Well, but some restaurant owners are worried that the requirement to continuously take down and rebuild their structures could prove too costly and undermine the program. The electrical outlets, fans, and heating, you have to disable them, which costs probably between 3,000 to and 4,000 just to assemble them. To reassemble them, costs it could cost another $1,000. Andrew Silverman, a restaurateur with several eateries to his name at his brunch spot, Penelope in Kips Bay. For my restaurants, it'll probably be like $25,000 to take down and store. Yeah, that's a hassle right there. That's a hassle right there, man. And yeah, so I feel these people. Silverman called outdoor dining sheds a godsend amid the tough business climate during and after the slamdemic. He feels that having to take down his verdant roadway shed and all of the investment in it will negatively affect his business. Do you have a choice? What are you going to do when you are all in for, millions of dollars in this thing? Silverman said 8 months is better than nothing. The 11 lawmakers who voted against the program come from across the partisan spectrum. Some, like Brooklyn Council member Kalman Yeager, expressed concern at giving city agencies control over the particulars of the program, while Lower Manhattan Council member Christopher Marte, whose district includes a large amount of outdoor dining, characterized the final program as ignoring long-term residents in favor of gentrifiers looking to party late into the night. They need to chill out, man. The program will continue to be administered by the Department of Transportation, a slandemic era change from the previous control by the small Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. DOT will promulgate rules and finalize design guidelines, and businesses will have until November of 2024 to take down the old sheds not compliant with the new guidance. Fines could run up to $1,000. Damn, son. Damn, that's crazy, man. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We have. Hold on a second here. Okay. Bon appetit. Here we go. Outdoor dining will be here forever, Mayor Eric Adams exclaimed as he signed a bill on Wednesday, which is today actually, that will extend curbside eating across the five boroughs. Dubbed Dining Out NYC has zoned permanently expanded outdoor dining across the city with the stroke of a pen by allowing any restaurant to purchase a permit for customers to eat outside of their establishment, whether on the curb or on the sidewalk. This comes after more than a year of negotiations between the Adams administration and the city council, coupled with the restaurant industry and concerned residents weighing in. Um, the mayor stated that the new program would resemble a scenic parish street. Interesting. We are not afraid to try something new. And so, those of us who have been in Paris, we are now out doing it. You don't have to leave New York anymore to enjoy it, Adams said. The big change would now allow these spaces to be set up across the five boroughs year round on the sidewalk, while the curbside sheds will be permitted in the roadways from April to November. The fees for these permits will depend on the location and setup size in question. The final rules to the size and structure of the sheds that will be permitted have yet to be determined. Although the law has created the framework, many sheds, however, are likely to have to be pulled down when the new design specifications are determined. Furthermore, they have to be taken down seasonally. Yeah, because of winter. Yeah, because of winter. Although Adams is touting the expansion as a major win for his leadership, not all restaurant owners are satisfied with the new law. Uh, several proprietors feel the cost to tear down the structures they have invested in is simply too steep, especially when they argue they are still suffering the financial strain dating back to the COVID-19 pandemic. Andrew Silverman, the operator of Penelope in Kips Bay, told AM New York Metro that he spent between $3,000 and $4,000 to assemble his sheds. Um, wow. Um, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Adams responded to these gripes by conceding that the plan is not perfect, but his administration and the council came to a middle ground. The 10-hour hearings, the Zooms, we had to come to a sweet spot, Adams said. If we had an ideal way to do it, would it have been done differently? Yes, but that's not the reality. We have to get a product that can function in a complex city like New York. Many restaurants, however, welcomed the law. Owner of Queens Historic Nears Tavern, um, Loy St. Gordon said, the new law helps him and he will be able to complement his indoor business by seating patrons outside. Um, the city was very restrictive with outdoor dining pre-slamdemic, with sidewalk seating only permitted in a limited number of neighborhoods due to zoning and high fees. Furthermore, roadside dining was prohibited. You didn't have any in Rockaway. You didn't have it in Brooklyn. You didn't have it in Queens. It was sort of centralized in Manhattan for the most of it. But now we have five borough outdoor dining, the largest in the nation, Adams said. The bill was sponsored by New York City Council member Marjorie Velasquez, while the Department of Transportation will oversee the program and is expected to set up on an online portal through which businesses can apply for a permit. Um, so there you have it, man. There you have it right there, man. This has to be a major win, man. This is a major win. And yeah, this is a major win. I actually agree with this. Um, I actually agree with this though. So let me just. Okay, let's make some noise. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we have anything. Oh yes, I do have an announcement that I want to get to right here. And this is a hip hop 50 event that's going down tomorrow. So before I get to stream choices on the go, let's get to remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen, kids. Get it? Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen, kids. Get it? Remains to be seen.
Yes, as I said, there is a hip hop 50 event that's going down tomorrow. All right. Um and this event is a hip hop 50 event. So I'm actually gonna go over it with you folks out there in the New York area. Um go over it with you. Um so all right, so check this out. So tomorrow, Thursday, August 17th, um Ted Smooth's 50 years of hip hop block party. There's gonna be a block party. And of course, celebrating hip hop's first videographer of Video Music Box. Of course, VJ, DJ, producer, director. Uncle Ralph McDaniels is gonna be there at 135 Alexander Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10454. All right. And the time starts from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Um, what I would what I would advise you folks out there, if you go to eventbrite.com. As a matter of fact, let me just go over this shit with you. Actually, hold on. If you download Eventbrite, the phone app which I have right now on my phone, there is a hip hop 50 event which I actually have to let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this shit though. Yeah, it's for tomorrow. Yeah, it's for tomorrow. If I could find it. Wait a minute. Hang on a second here. Okay. Yes, here's the no, the block party. The block party is for tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there is one for tomorrow too. That's what I'm looking for actually. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna be looking for this shit too. August 17th. Wait a second. Wait. Okay. Hang on 1 second. 1 second. Hang on a second. Let me make sure that I find the. Where is it? Hold on, I just had it. Hold up a second. No, there's a. Actually, hang on a second. Hip Hop 50. I just saw it. Sorry about that. Yes, here it is. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Hang on 1 second here. This is a block party. Sorry about that. So just read the flow. Okay. So this includes the B-Boy exhibition curated by Crazy Legs, co-hosted by Cold Crush brother Grandmaster Cass, music by the original DJ Hollywood, the remix king Ted Smooth, the inventor of the scratch Grand Wizard Theodore. Let's see, so live graffiti mural by I Love My Hood, roller skate session curated by Also Gifted, and of course, celebrating hip hop's first photographer, Joe Conzo. All right, Bistro and yes, 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 Bistro and Sugar Hill Records. Yes. Let me see. I want to make sure I get the ticket amount so you folks don't miss a beat. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Man, for tomorrow, I know it's gonna be. Hang on a second here. The 17th. Just a second. sorry. I'm just trying to look for the amount of tickets. I'm sorry. I'm just looking something up on Eventbrite. Um, just want to get the right information to you folks out there that's planning to go tomorrow. Um, I remember seeing it on Eventbrite, so forgive me for trying to look for it actually. 17. It's tomorrow. Just want to make sure I mention this because before it's too late. um, boy. So I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it though. Um, 50 years of hip hop block party. One moment. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I was really trying to find out how much would it be as far as anything else, but um it doesn't say exactly. It doesn't say exactly. It does not say exactly, but I remember seeing it on Eventbrite on the app, but I can't seem to find it right now. But let me see. Bistro. Okay. Sorry about that. Um. Okay. Let's read the flyer. It doesn't say exactly, but um. Sorry about that. I'm actually looking to. Yeah. Seeing up outside. Um. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. I think. I think. Yeah. So, turns out this is a free event. Actually, this is a free admission. So, if you plan on going there on tomorrow, don't worry about the cost. It's a free event. Actually, I just found that out on Instagram. So it's a free event. Don't worry about money. And like I said, it starts tomorrow, August 17th, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. All right. So there you go, right there. It's a free event. And I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here, man. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. So listen, this is it's gonna be the last segment of the night, which is stream choices on the go. Let's get to it. All right. You know the deal. Make sure you follow this podcast on Facebook, Threads, alongside with Instagram, and alongside with my other podcast shows that I do, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the sports platform that I do, and the review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and of course, my number one show reaching this third year anniversary, which is off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast. Of course, actually, it's on the gram. Make sure you follow your homie right here, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Don't forget to turn on your notifications for more details on when each episode is going to be dropping and everything else in between. And of course, if you go to the link in bio, you're going to see a whole list of all streaming platforms, including a spot to watch videos and stuff of the episodes. So, download these episodes. Actually, yes, download these episodes. Make sure you download the apps as I list them onto your iPhones, Android phones, alongside with iPads, Android tablets, alongside with laptops like Apple and Dell laptops. All right. Which includes Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Bullhorn FM, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podhound, Podo Polo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podvine, Spotify for podcasters, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts. Be sure to subscribe. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio or any of the apps that I just mentioned. Make sure you follow my 3 podcast shows is on iHeartRadio as well, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the Sports Edition show, and of course Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show, and of course Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast as well. And of course, be sure to go on YouTube. Make sure you grab the subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. All the live videos is gonna be on there under live, okay? It's gonna be under live, so that's where all the episodes and playlists is. So don't worry about the extra stuff. All right. Click on the Noti bell alongside with alerts so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Be sure to leave a like and a comment along with the topics and episodes being discussed. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Download the episodes. And also, please listen on Spotify as well. I'm on Spotify as well. And of course, share the episodes, share the videos. Tell a friend to another friend, and of course, share and spread the word. Word of mouth is important, and of course, be sure to share the link that says Linktree / G Money Stacks 555 along with the podcast with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, friends, the people you're cool with, alongside with everywhere else where you meet new people. All right. And that's going to do it for me, man. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for listening to this episode 280 titled Our DNA. And remember, like I always say, folks, if you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. Be on your P's and Q's by following your goals and dreams that make you happy with a smile. Creatively, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. And remember, you don't need people's validation, all right? You don't need people's validation. The only person you need to validate is yourself, all right? And there you have it right there, man. And remember, like I said before, tomorrow's Hip Hop 50 event takes place in the Bronx, Alexander Avenue. Like I said, if you missed the announcement, it's a free event. All right? It's a free event. So don't worry about bringing money with you. All right? Uncle Ralph McDaniels is gonna be there as well. So I'm gonna be having some more Hip Hop 50 events this week. So stay tuned for that the rest of the week. So stay tuned for that one right there. And I'm gonna be out of here. Take care of one another. Find out how each other is doing mentally. See if they're okay and everything else in between. And I will catch y'all next time in the next episode. All right. Peace and one love. And be careful out there. Be safe. And good night, everybody. Enjoy yourselves at the Hip Hop 50 event tomorrow and Friday and everywhere else in between. I got y'all with those events. So, good Good night, everybody.